Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of professional wrestling. Today, we're going to talk about some of the most surprising stories in WWE history. Wrestlers who were banned from the company for a variety of reasons. From shocking scandals to controversial behavior, these wrestlers have been erased from WWE's official history. But we're here to shed some light on their stories and give you an inside look at the events that led to their banishment. So get ready to learn about the wrestlers you didn't know were banned from the WWE. Number 7. Rene Dupree. Let's begin from the fact that Rene Dupree had it all in 2002. At 18, he was signed by the biggest wrestling company in the world and became the youngest person to be hired by WWE. His debut as one half of La Resistance came a year later, and just a few months after that, his tag team partner Sylvain Grenier won the World Tag Team Championship, making Dupree the youngest champion in WWE history. At this point, Dupree was a well-known celebrity worldwide and likely made good money for someone his age. However, things would take a turn for the worse. Despite starting at the top, by the time he was in his early 20s, Dupree's fortunes had changed significantly. After requesting his release from WWE in 2007, Rene Dupree left the company while still continuing to wrestle. However, he soon began to burn bridges with WWE by making accusations against various wrestlers, including The Undertaker, and launching a podcast called Café de Rene. His falling out with WWE was further compounded when he filed a lawsuit in 2016, claiming unpaid royalties for footage of him on the WWE network. Despite initially filing the lawsuit, he dismissed it only 5 days later, leaving Rene with legal expenses and nothing to gain from the lawsuit. Number 6. Mark Miro. We're listed at the 6th number on the list to Mark Miro, a former WWE wrestler, faced a similar fate to current blackballed stars, but for a seemingly more virtuous reason. After wrestling for 5 years in WCW, he joined WWE where he won the Intercontinental Championship and became known for a storyline with his wife, Sable. Despite his success, Miro's career declined, and he made his last appearance on WWF television in US on November 30th, 1998, before retiring from wrestling a few years later. In 2007, Mark Miro made a comeback to the limelight when he spoke about the murder-suicide of WWE wrestler Chris Benoit. He emphasized that the real problem lies in the nature of the sport of professional wrestling, which demands wrestlers to put their bodies, minds, and families through immense pressure and strain. Miro's statements were met with mixed reactions from Benoit's fans, with some debating their validity. However, the WWE and some wrestlers did not appreciate Miro's criticisms, and as a result, he was banned from the company's events, leading to a blackballing of sorts. Since then, Miro has not been invited to any WWE events. He may not hold strong views on the previous wrestlers, but the next one is sure to evoke a response. Number 5. Muhammad Hassan. In contrast to the previous discussed wrestlers, the next individual faced blackballing for merely carrying out his role. In 2004, the WWE introduced Muhammad Hassan, a wrestler of Iranian-American descent who spoke out against discrimination and racial profiling that he had encountered following the September 11th terrorist attacks. Although the character was already controversial, the turning point came 7 months later. On the same day as the July 7th London bombings, the WWE aired an episode of SmackDown that had been recorded 3 days prior, featuring a scene in which Muhammad Hassan and 5 other men donning black ski masks and camouflage pants attacked The Undertaker. The WWE faced significant criticism for airing the segment, and as a result, Hassan's character was banned from future television appearances. Several weeks after disappearing from television, the character of Muhammad Assad resurfaced at the Great American Bash pay-per-view to fight against The Undertaker. The match came to an end when Assad was hit by a last ride through an opening on the stage, effectively writing his character off TV. The actor who played the role, Mark Kopani, was released from his contract shortly after and never received another opportunity from WWE. The company has even gone as far as erasing Assad's name from the matches on the WWE network, never mentioning him again. While Hassan was simply following orders, his situation is more intricate and involves a multitude of factors. Number 4. Shane Douglas. The 4th spot on our list belongs to Shane Douglas, who rose to fame in the wrestling world during the 90s. Following his successful debut in the 80s, he was a prominent figure in all 3 major wrestling companies in the US and managed to secure championship titles in each one, even clinching the Intercontinental title in WWE. However, his association with the company ended on a sour note due to payment disputes, which led to a strained relationship. To make matters worse, Douglas suffered an injury prior to his final match with WWE, causing Vince McMahon to become infuriated. Given these circumstances, Douglas had no intention of returning to WWE. Following his departure from WWE, Douglas has been vocal in his criticism of the organization. He attributes his outspokenness to an incident in which he was allegedly assaulted by Kevin Kelly, a former WWE announcer. According to Douglas, the assault left him with a fear of being alone in a room. Despite this, Douglas praised Kelly for his action, saying he wished Kelly was his favorite wrestler of all time. In 2012, Douglas attended an episode of Monday Night Raw as a fan, during which he was seen promoting a show he was involved in. He was subsequently ejected from the arena, further souring his relationship with WWE. While Douglas remains popular with fans, the same cannot be said for another wrestler who had been blackballed by WWE and disliked by fans. Number 3. Enzo Amore. Moving to the next player that got banned from WWE was Enzo Amore, who rose to fame in NXT alongside tag team partner Big Cass, made a successful transition to the main roster. Despite their eventual split, Enzo's charisma and impressive microphone skills helped him remain a beloved figure among fans. Despite his relatively small stature, his popularity led WWE to make him the focal point of the 205 Live show, where he eventually became Cruiserweight Champion. Enzo's career was abruptly altered in January 2018, where he faced rape allegations in an investigation. WWE swiftly suspended and terminated Enzo for failing to inform the company. However, Enzo claimed he was unaware of the investigation until it was publicly disclosed. Later, text messages from the accuser surfaced, indicating a consensual relationship between Amore and the woman. The accuser alleged that she sent the text messages while still under the influence of drugs, and that they were taken out of context. However, the investigation into the matter was dropped after a few months due to lack of evidence. Despite this, Enzo Amore's job with WWE was not reinstated. Enzo himself later made a decision that effectively ended any chance of him returning to the company. At the 2018 Survivor Series pay-per-view, he disguised himself as a regular fan and caused a disturbance, resulting in security ejecting him from the arena. As a result of his actions, Enzo Amore has been blacklisted by WWE, and it is highly unlikely that he will be ever welcomed back. Number 2. Ryback. Coming in at number 2 on our list is Ryback, a professional wrestler, made his debut on WWE in 2012 and promptly started an undefeated streak. Fans quickly drew comparisons between him and the legendary Goldberg, which was mostly positive as Goldberg was still a major figure in wrestling. Ryback's string of victories eventually culminated in a shot at the WWE Championship. Although he fell short, Ryback remained in the limelight in 2013, engaging in high-profile feuds with John Cena and aligning himself with wrestling manager Paul Heyman. However, Ryback's reputation off-camera was less sterling, with fellow wrestler CM Punk claiming in a candid 2014 interview that Ryback had injured him and shortened his lifespan by 20 years. Although some wrestlers, such as Chris Jericho, defended Ryback, he claimed that CM Punk's remarks damaged his reputation with the company. After 4 years of joining WWE, Ryback and the organization parted ways due to disagreements over payment and his role. Despite his already tarnished image, Ryback has not improved his situation since leaving the company. He has publicly criticized WWE's pay structure and made multiple controversial statements, including that the wrestling is not real and championships are meaningless props. As a result, he has effectively been barred from working with WWE and is considered practically unemployable in the industry. Number 1. Alberto Del Rio. At our list's top place, it is worthy to note that while some individuals we've discussed have made mistakes that have harmed their careers, one person's actions went beyond that and completely destroyed his future. This individual is Alberto Del Rio, who made his debut in WWE in 2010 and quickly became a main event star, winning the Royal Rumble and WWE Championship within a year. Del Rio won several titles and even had the support of Vince McMahon himself. However, in 2014, Del Rio slapped a WWE employee who made a racist remark about him backstage. This unprofessional conduct led to his immediate termination from the company by the deputy in charge. Despite his previous success, Del Rio's actions had permanent and detrimental effects on his career. Del Rio received a second chance to return as deputy about a year later, but his comeback was short-lived. Within 10 months of his return, he opted out of his contract. During this time, Del Rio began dating and got engaged to fellow wrestler Paige, but their relationship turned disastrous. Paige later accused Del Rio of physically abusing her, while Del Rio denied the allegations and claimed that Paige was the aggressor. Although an incident involving Alberto Del Rio did not result in legal consequences, he faced more serious charges in May 2020 for allegedly assaulting and battering his girlfriend. leading to charges of aggravated kidnapping and sexual assault. Although the charges were dropped in December 2021, these incidents have damaged Del Rio's reputation and made him infamous. Once considered a potential main event deputy star, it seems that these incidents have permanently closed the doors for him. It's worth noting that these incidents have two sides, but the damage has been done. To sum it all up, it's fascinating to learn about these wrestlers and the reasons behind their bans from the biggest wrestling company in the world. Some of them were banned due to their controversial behavior or personal issues, while others were banned due to their involvement in the wrestling industry outside of WWE. Whatever the reason may be, it's clear that these wrestlers have left a lasting impact on the wrestling world, and their stories continue to fascinate fans around the globe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this. Until next time, keep on watching.